I go by the name of Joe, and this is the show. Call it how I see it. And on today's episode, I got a couple of things I want to talk to y'all about. First and foremost, I got the one and only Carlitos Way World. Yes, he makes his return to Call It How I See It, and we're squaring up to talk about last week's boxing match between Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney. Oh yeah. And also to talk about the next super fight that's coming up in the world of boxing. Tune in. Secondly, I got the crew. I got the boys. I got JC and Glenn Pratt. They're back in the house, and it's draft day, so that means we're gonna talk NFL draft. Yes, oh yeah. Even though it's the first round, we're very excited, and we're gonna be talking about the draft. So definitely don't want to miss that. And thirdly, I go off. I was waiting since Sunday night to go off about what happened to the Sixers in Game 2. It's over. We filed grievances, and we are where we are now. We're still down 0-2. But I had to go off. I had to get some things off my chest in a rant that you do not want to miss. I assure you that. So, tune in for another great and action-packed episode of Call It How I See It. And we're back. And on this week's episode, I have the one and only Carlitos Way World. Yes, he is on Call It How I See It. He's making his return. And we are here. We are here to talk about last weekend's fights. Well, the fight that surprised a lot of people, I would think. Big upset, according to some, but a lot of funny stuff around this fight. But it turned out to be a pretty good showing, and showed some promise for the young Ryan Garcia, knocking out champion Devin Haney, who I think isn't really a champion, who I think kind of overruled on Lomachenko on some bullshit. But that's just my opinion. Just want to call it how I see it. But this is why I got Carlitos here. And Carlitos, first of all, welcome back. And secondly,
Yes.
what do you think about this whole fight? What do you think about
Well,
everything?
just like everybody else, I was surprised, shocked, just like everybody else. At first, I had it a 50-50 fight.
Yeah.
And then once I seen all the antics and all that shit that Ryan Garcia was doing, then it became like an 80-20 fight.
Yeah.
And then it just started, the weigh-ins looking crazy. We seen Ryan drinking his fucking beer.
Yeah.
Supposedly it was apple juice or whatever, but who knows what it was. He comes in overweight, 3 pounds overweight for the fight. Freaking like, would you put your money on this kid after all this shit? So then, the fight happens and he beat that boy's ass,
He did.
Even though I wasn't going for anyone, it was nice seeing the Haney's getting the ass whooped, all that chit chat and shit. I mean, even though they both were talking shit, it's just, people with the undefeated record you're just holding a sport back. We're just tired of these undefeated fighters. I'm tired of the undefeated fighters because they're using this Mayweather blueprint, and it's just only one Mayweather.
Yeah, I agree.
Everybody else wants to be Mayweather.
Yo, you hit so many nails in the head here. No, you're
It's
absolutely
just-
right.
It is what it is.
It is what it is,
I'm not gonna
but-
say too much because you guys gotta go with my stream.
Check that out
Joe
too.
knows.
Check that out too. It is on Carlitos Way World on YouTube TV. I'm on there sometimes myself, but definitely a good listen, definitely a good stream. But to the fight, I mean, overall, it was like a good night for boxing. That was a good night for boxing, I would say. I definitely helped out the sport, and in terms of the outcome and everything, all the antics, like you were saying, involved in this fight. It seemed like as the fight progressed, Ryan Garcia, he just started feeling himself more and more, and he just, he took advantage of young Devin Haney in the corner and started hitting him, connecting. He just didn't seem like Haney really had any answers for what Garcia was throwing at him, and he really outboxed him, and to the point where he had to, things had to get called off. But
Yeah.
talking about things getting called off, I mean, a lot of people, I know you're not big on the conspiracy, Carlitos, but like in terms of the referee, I mean, we had some conversations about the referee, and
Oh yeah.
it just seemed like he kind of was dragging somebody along the way in that
That's
fight.
not. I mean, just stop you right there. It's
Go ahead.
not a conspiracy. This guy was definitely paid by the
Yes, yes.
Or the promoters.
Yes.
This referee. And
Handpicked.
I didn't want to bash on this referee because he's from Jersey, and I looked up this guy's from Jersey. I think
Always the
he's Golden
Jersey cats.
Gloves, amateur fights, no professional fights, I don't think, but
Right.
amateur fights. So some background, but and plenty title fights and shit. But that seventh round was some bullshit. Like, he could have stopped that. That fight could have been stopped. This guy Haney's on fucking can't even stand on his 2 feet. It's just sloppy. You know, that should have stopped the fight. And this guy's being saved. The referee here taking points off for punching or whatever. I forget what it's called, but
he was grappling him.
Punching on the break.
Right.
Yeah, so he took the point off of Ryan for punching on the break, even though Haney is freaking nonstop hugging. You know, take the point off him. What's going on? And not even a warning. So
there's a lot of funny stuff.
There's plenty of times this guy could have stopped the fight, but you know, what can you do?
I know there was nothing really we can do in that situation as like fans watching it, but like watching it from our speculation and our view, it's like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? Honestly, like this isn't. It's not fair. This isn't like, you know, especially a lot of people, you know, out there like paying for this shit, watching this shit. But like overall, like he definitely without a doubt. That's what I'm saying. This is where the officiating is going, and I'm going to talk about this in my other take too. But just like officiating is just too influential and too manipulating of outcomes here, and it's really, you know, conspiracy, not conspiracy. Are you getting paid or you're not? I mean, there's a lot of history to this. There's people that have done this.
Oh, he was definitely at that dinner table, eating steaks with the promoters, with all, you know, with the mission, whatever, allegedly.
I mean, but like in a total though, this whole fight was supposed to be like Haney, like showing Casey he is a good fighter, but everything just fucking backfired on him. It just fucking blew up in his face, and he deserves it. He deserved to have that egg dropped on his face, Carlitos. And like, you know, another fighter like Shakur Stevenson, like, are you gonna have this type of showing? Are you really legitimate? Like you were saying, like, how are these guys getting? Like you're saying though, like it's really factual, like how these guys are getting brought up. It's not even like. It's not even legitimate. They're trying to follow that. They're trying to follow the Floyd route, and it's like, you guys can't be Floyd, man. Really. Like even Tank Davis too, man. Like all these guys.
And these guys are making, you know, they keep saying, you know, it's the art of boxing. It's the hit, not get hit. It's, you know, these guys, they never were saying this before.
Right.
They were never saying this shit before. It was hit and not get hit, yeah. But these guys are not. These guys are running.
Yeah.
Most of the time they're running.
They're
running.
They've been pampered, and they've been, you know, fighting a bunch of tomato cans and shit. Like, it's almost like we're watching, like, I hate to say it, but, like, it's just not where this isn't the path that they should choose.
It's not the golden era.
No, it's not the golden era. No, not at all.
It's not even, there is some good fights out there.
There is.
It's these guys are, like, I don't know. I like to call them, like,
chumps. They're straight up chumps, Carlitos. Yeah. They're not no like champs. They're a bunch of chumps, bro. But you know, that's where the state of boxing is nowadays. But you know.
But don't get me wrong, though. Haney he's not that bad of a fighter. He's a good fighter.
Yes.
He's a good fighter. But he got his ass whooped. That's it.
Yeah.
If he could come back, I'd like to see him.
I mean, he still has
fight, a Rolly, you know, something like that, or I don't know. There's a whole bunch of fights now.
There's a bunch.
He got his zero token, so that's good.
Yeah, he did. I mean, he needed that. Maybe it'll humble him in the long run. Yeah, they all need to get humbled, bro. They need someone to, like Ryan Garcia got humbled, and like, you know, he turned out to this, and he turned out to show out to at least to this type of point where he can showcase his skills. He did, and he deserved it. You know what I mean? It's like I said, like I hate to see like a career get dragged along like that, like Haney's, like especially with the controversial finish with Lomachenko. But like overall, like there was no controversy with this shit. I mean, they try to do everything they can, and like I said, it blew up right in their face, deservingly so. But, you know, like I said, like other fighters now, they got to step up and really start fighting people. Like, you know, Shakur Stevenson, even Tank Davis, Tank Davis.
Tank Davis, right?
Yes. The woman beater.
Yeah, well, he actually is fighting somebody. He's fighting a guy named Frank Martin coming up.
Who?
Frank Martin, undefeated guy.
Oh, okay.
You know, a prospect, you know, so we'll see what happens. Okay. It's a good fight, I guess, but, you know, Tank Davis is 30-some years old.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Champion yet.
You know,
he has the same formula, the Mayweather formula.
Coming up through his
fighting, you know, just not fighting anybody, really.
Time will tell. But, I mean, for Ryan Garcia, like, I think, you know, from looking at it from the light of Devin Haney, switching it over to, like, Ryan Garcia now, like, I think, you know, he resurrected his career kind of on this. Like, I mean, the way he lost to Tank Davis the year before and coming out and showing this type of showcasing, I mean, yeah, he didn't make the weight. But overall, I mean, like, he still showed he's a legitimate fighter, and he probably can still be a world-class fighter if he really gets, you know, puts himself to that point. So, time will tell. But the whole state of that division is a mess. But I do want to dive into you know, the next super fight that's supposed to happen. And, you know, I wanted to, you know, I just want to talk a little bit, you know, about, you know, Fury and Usyk.
What do they call it? Your Majesty? The people in Dubai? However they...
Yeah.
I don't know what they call it. I know something like that. Your Majesty. Whatever. Go ahead, continue.
But, I mean, this is a huge fight, and I think I think if anyone has a chance to beat Fury, I think it's Usyk. I mean,
Oh
maybe
yeah,
I'm wrong personally. Usyk is older now too. Like he's almost 40 if I'm wrong, right? He's like,
Usyk?
isn't he older?
No.
Okay, I must have read something wrong. That could be my
Yeah.
fault. But but also like towards the end, like this could also like I was saying in terms of everything in perspective here, this could be a big fight for Fury because of what he showcased against Francis Ngannou. But also in terms of like, could this be the end of Tyson Fury if if Usyk is able to get him in this fight, where like the legacy of Tyson Fury as a champion, it was solidified by a couple wins along the way, but like to go down like in this fashion, I think it kind of hurt him a little bit in terms of his overall resume. But I mean, overall, like his redemption from where he was to where he is now, it's still pretty remarkable, and he could go down as a great champion. But a fight like this can definitely help solidify his resume.
Yeah, I think this is undisputed fight.
Yes.
It's like an undisputed fight.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
It's been a while.
Yeah, I see Usyk beating him.
You think so?
I have my money on Usyk.
Usyk's got a lot of pride in this.
I'm tired of seeing Tyson Fury.
Yeah, I am too, in a way. I think he's gone very Hollywood.
Yeah. I like the comeback from the drugs and beating up Wilder.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah.
And then it started to be played out. It's just not getting obnoxious.
It seems he went very Hollywood very fast.
Voice, I can't stand it. Oh my God. Oh yeah. Whatever. I don't know what it is, but I can't.
No, I hear you on that. He's going very Hollywood, man. Like, he's definitely let everything go to his head again. So
he got nice blazers, though. You should get, check his tailor out.
Yeah, I'll check him out. I'll look that up. I mean, I do need some new blazers, though. I mean, it'd be nice to get a nice sponsor.
Yeah, there you go.
But, Usyk, I mean, like I was saying, Usyk has a lot of pride in this fight, too. I mean, everything going on with his country and everything. Like, I know this fight's really big for him and stuff. So, I feel like he has the weight of his shoulders on his back. I know he has his country on his back. And if he can, if he knocks this guy out, bro, like that place will erupt in a way that like it's gonna really be really good. It'll be really good for the division.
The war with Ed.
Yeah, I will. It'll be a big It will be a big symbol for that country if he pulls this off, honestly, and it will resonate a lot of power for Usyk. And I really, I hope for the best. Like I'm like you, Carlitos. I want to see Fury on the ground, bro. I'm tired of I'm tired of the Gypsy King. I'm tired of him and his little stupid antics and goofing off and everything.
I think he's the only one left with the zip with the O.
Yes.
Yeah, everybody. Well, Usyk, I'm pretty sure he's undefeated too.
Right.
Or at least has
I think he has like one tie, right?
Or has one something like that.
I think he has one draw on his record. I'd have to check again.
Okay. Well, because he's still considered undefeated.
But I mean, he handled.
He is actually 37 years old, and Fury is 35. And
right.
Actually, Usyk's 21-0, 14 knockouts. Fury is 34-0 with 24 knockouts. And I think he has a one with no contest or draw. I'm not sure.
Okay.
For Fury.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that might be the Wilder one. But I mean, back to Usyk though.
He's old.
They're both old, but this is Usyk's time, especially sometimes there's boxers that come in, they blossom later, and this is his time right now, I feel like, and I'm sure he's seen a lot, and everything involved with this fight for him, it means everything to him. This is all or nothing for Usyk, and I really, I'm really pulling for him. I am, because I would like to see him. I like to see him. It'll be a big thing. I know the Klitschko's would be, be very proud of him and stuff. It'd be a big honor for him to get this belt.
Oh, yes.
So there's a lot riding into this fight, and for a super heavyweight undisputed fight, we don't get these much anymore, especially when there's undefeated records. But these two are the apex, and fuck Anthony Joshua.
Anthony Joshua?
But
overall, I like Anthony Joshua.
He's alright.
Yeah.
He ain't on these guys' level. That's just what it is. But
Usyk as a champion.
But overall, Carlitos, I appreciate you squaring up with me. I appreciate you coming on the show.
All right, guys. If you guys want some,
Yes, go ahead. Tell them, Carlitos.
If you guys want some the real spill, put the kids, tuck your kids, in bed. Some BET After Dark type stream or something like that. Some crazy-ish. Come follow Carlitoswayworldtv. Come subscribe to Carlitoswayworldtv. I'm out.
Yes. Peace out, Carlitos.
I ain't gonna say much, man.
No, you're good. Peace out, and thank you again. And we're back. And it is draft day. Wow, we've been waiting so long. We got the NFL got us again, but now for a good occasion because it's draft day. Everybody's excited about draft day. Everyone loves draft day. But in a big microscope of things, we do have these teams. We have we're expecting a lot of quarterbacks taken in this draft, a lot of roles like skill players like receivers, linemen. There's a rich group of players in this draft. Will they pan out? Who knows? It's a crapshoot. We never know. But that's why we watch. So, glad to have you guys aboard again, of course. I wouldn't want any other guys on the show to talk to about this. But, we'll go down the line. The consensus of what we've seen from all these different mock drafts that have been put out in our face since the season ended.
Yes.
We're all going to see Caleb go number one, probably. Not even probably. Caleb's going number one. Like, there's no argument.
A lot of chalk.
Yeah. A lot of chalk. But that chalk's been, stayed on the board, though. It's not like it hasn't been erased. It's like Caleb.
Yeah,
he ain't going.
Nah, I agree.
For the most part. And then after Caleb, I think we can all agree that we think Jaden Daniels from LSU is going to be Washington's pick. So,
yeah, that's what the sources say. Most of the talking heads seem to be saying that's where it leans.
So the third pick is where things get spicy. It's like, who really wants Drake May at 3? That's I think Drake May will be taken at 3. I could be wrong. I don't know. Maybe McCarthy might. I feel like a quarterback that is of need, or some team that wants to pick a quarterback, which I think is going to be Drake May. But I think that's where the direction of that pick is going to end up going. Who it will?
I can't believe New England would not take a quarterback. How could they trade out of it in their situation?
It's like
they need it just as bad. They need something over there to start. For new era. The Gerard Mayo era, they need something new.
They need something to put people in the crowd, man, and a quarterback will do that.
The trigger, man, it ain't gonna work.
100%. Yeah, very New England fashion there. But he's definitely, as we like to call it, Glenn. He is a damn bridge. He is the bridge. So
no question about it.
We know it comes with bridges, bro. There's another quarterback, a younger one, in the waiting. So there's no doubt. I think they hold their spot, and I think they take May. There's how do you if you follow those two guys and get Drake May, who would probably be a number one pick in many other drafts. So that's pretty consensus. At 4, that's where things can get a little. We can solidify this one too. I think we even saw the reports, in terms of this pick, and I think it's gonna be Marvin Harrison Jr. It's consensus.
Seems like,
it seems pretty. Yeah.
He's been waiting for that.
See if he can play. See if that puts him on another level.
They
have been talking about somebody trying. We've been Minnesota talk.
Yeah.
We've been talking about people trying to get up in this Peter and talk.
They want the quarterbacks, bro. They want the quarterbacks. I know, I'm just not sold on him, bro. I'm not sold on him.
I'm not sold.
I'm not sold on him. I'm just not. I think he just ran a system in Michigan that helped them win, but we'll see. The jury's out. The jury's still out, and he looks like the new Zach Wilson out there. So I don't know. Picking that draft row. I'm glad I'm not a Denver Broncos fan. God damn, that really happened, bro.
Not just anyone. It was the goddamn Jets.
Right.
It still scratches people's heads these days, bro. So people will be scratching their head. Every Jets fan will be like, "Damn, we really took that fucking guy. We took that guy." So, for the number 5 pick, we have an interesting situation here. Could be a trade up, like you said. It could be the Chargers, maybe actually taking a player to help the new Jim Harbaugh era. If you're the Chargers, right, unless you don't hear a more enticing deal, then why don't you just take? You have to take Malik Neighbors, bro. A lot of people think Malik Neighbors is more talented than Marvin Harrison Jr. anyway.
They call it Malik.
Yeah. That's almost like a no-brainer for but also you could also take someone like Joe Alt, you know what I mean? He seems pretty solid for a tackle, I would say.
Yeah.
It depends on what.
You can't go wrong there.
We all know Harbaugh likes to run the ball, especially since he basically stole his brother's running backs and put him on his team now. So.
Yeah, he did.
Hey, free agency. But I think the 5th pick is where question marks are going to start popping up and where things could get really interesting in this draft. So but for those top 4 picks, those are pretty solidified. I would imagine. So if you guys were to pick one sleeper pick in this draft, who could be the most impactful right away? Who would you guys pick? I will start with you, JC.
I think a player like Keon Coleman from Florida State, the
Yo,
wide receiver.
Love him, bro.
It's him or that Xavier. What's his last
Worthy.
name? From Texas.
Worthy.
Because I see them going late to a wide receiver needy team like a Buffalo.
I think Buffalo's going to snag a receiver. And personally, I love Coleman. I loved him at Michigan State. And then when he went to Florida State last year, I was like, that's where he went. And then, dude, he helped Jordan Travis's year out so much, bro. He really did.
Yeah, tremendously.
Without Keon Coleman, they wouldn't have had the season they did. honestly. But
Yeah.
that's an interesting pick. Later picks, interesting, and I can rock with those. What do you think, G? Can he break the mold? Can he break the stereotype of white cornerbacks in the NFL? Can he do it?
I think that could be one to be
I'm-
interested to see, man.
I'm rooting for the kid. I am. I mean, like, dude, Iowa's solid. We know about their defensive prowess and stuff. Kirk Ferentz and how he likes to run his program.
Offensive inefficiency.
Bro, this guy, I don't follow Hawkeyes like that, but I was hearing things about like the Hawkeyes last year. Like Kirk Ferentz, right? He had his son run the offense last year, and like you had to fire your own son, bro. That's a tough conversation.
Offense was brutal.
Dude, it's brutal every year. And actually, they had, up until he got hurt, they actually had Michigan's old quarterback, McNamara, there, and they just still look like Iowa football, bro. Iowa football is always going to look like that. Just, God. Don't ever send me a ticket to that game, bro. I'd rather watch Ole Miss and Mississippi State. So, mind you, other than my dogs going crazy, if you guys were to, if like JC, if you were the Eagles, if you were Howie Roseman, right? If you were in Howie Roseman's shoes, like at that spot at 22, mind you, there's a lot of buzz about them possibly trading up. But like at 22, if you were the Eagles, who would you try to take?
22.
Yes.
We stay at 22. Terry and Arnold will not be there.
No.
So he will not. So I might take Cooper at that spot.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's an interesting pick.
Well, what are you talking, the Eagles spot?
Yes.
Yeah, 22.
And that's 2 spots after Steelers?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, he'll be in the Pittsburgh uniform.
Well, then we also have Nate Wiggins.
Okay. There's another plethora of good graded corners in this draft. Yeah, there's also a kid from Toledo.
He's gonna be gone.
Mitchell, yeah, I haven't seen too much on him. The jury's still out on him for me, but I mean, in terms of what I've been reading about him, very, very talented kid.
I got Nate Wiggins here from Pittsburgh too. I got to say that.
That's the Pennsylvania boat, baby. The Steagles coming through here. But I think on the back end for the Eagles, I mean, right now we're slated to have James Bradbury still be a starter. I mean, personally for me, I'll take anybody in this draft over James Bradbury right now. Right now.
Ringo, give him a shot. Come on.
I like Ringo. I like Kaylee. Dude, he's a burner too. He runs a 4.2. But like in terms of his coverage skills and his handwork, he's legitimate. But I mean, knowing Howie and stuff, I don't know what he's gonna do honestly. Like he could trade back.
No.
I think he's gonna use the pick though, because he's got more picks later on in the draft. So I guess we can.
Yeah, he's got two in the second.
Yeah, so there's a lot there. I mean, we need linebacker help, but I don't think they'll reach like that right now. Personally, for me, just a selfish pick. I know it's not gonna happen. But I would love to have Brock Bowers. I know there's no chance, even if the Eagles traded up.
I bet you he don't make it past 10.
Nah, I think there's no chance. I'd like a team like the Jets. They're like salivating at the mouth just to get Brock Bowers on that team. Like. And I'm sure, dude, him with Rodgers and that team, that would be pretty lethal.
That would be fun.
If Rodgers can stay on the field. So.
Yeah, give me more than 90 seconds this year, but.
Yeah, I mean, time will tell. So, I mean, in terms of that, I mean, we've made our, prediction of picks here. So, if you were to pick like a team in the NFL that desperately needs a good draft, who would you pick, Glenn? Yeah.
Things happen right off the muscle. I mean, they had finished with 7 wins last year.
Yeah.
So they weren't god awful, but they were. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I agree. What do you think, Jay?
Believe it or not, I think Washington needs to start off this new era strong.
Yeah,
they went and got all of them free agents, spent all that money.
Yeah.
Now they need to solidify with that. They need to hit a home run, like Glenn said, with their pick.
No, I agree.
Second pick overall, absolutely.
Yeah, they have to hit it.
I think they have some formidable they have some formidable players on offense. Like they still got Scary Terry, they still got Dotson, they still have a good plethora of running backs there. Like if you throw in the right quarterback, the right orchestrator and ringleader, I think they'll be okay.
And give them the right quarterback with B-Rob and Eckler. With Kingsbury,
yeah,
they could be a problem.
That's the key there, having Cliff there. That's the real key. Like, that offense could soar, especially with Jaden Daniels. And, Jaden Daniels is very versatile. I mean, behind Caleb Williams.
Got anything
by committee at this point, so you don't need... And for what they paid him, you're not asking too much of him.
I think we've seen better days from Austin Eckler.
But if he's cooked, he probably could still be productive.
I wouldn't say cooked yet. Say yet. Maybe he does have some stuff to prove. They I know later in the year they let him get healthy, and like they just didn't use them. So maybe they preserved them in a way where the next team can use them in a better way. So time will tell. But it is draft day, guys, and it's exciting. You know what I mean? I actually like personally for me, I actually like the second day the most. I think I like the second day. I like seeing I like seeing who goes where. Like, there's a lot of still familiar names and players that we recognize in college that get plucked here and there. So it's really cool to see. It's really I always like draft day.
Who's your team?
What's that?
Who's your team?
What do you mean?
Who's your team that needs to have a good draft?
Oh, my bad. I was gonna say Arizona.
Yeah, there's another team that people think still could do a little something if Murray can play.
I think they actually finished the year pretty strong. I actually think
that's
there's a lot of, I mean, from what I was reading, there's a lot of optimism down there. They let some people go, but they like Jonathan Gannon, bro. They really like.
Right.
They actually.
They like Murph from Practical Jokers.
They like Murph, bro. They like Murph. They're big fans of Murph. But yo, I think the Cardinals can actually still be a team. I think Kyler can resurrect some things. If they get Marvin Harrison Jr. and they get some good picks later on in the draft, I think they have 2 second-round picks. They can be a little pesky team. I don't think they're gonna be a playoff team or anything, but they can start taking up a step.
They can play spoiler.
Yeah, they can. I mean, I think that team could actually go in the same direction, even though they still make their employees pay for food. Yeah, that's what it said on the report. So I just scratched my head. But guys, I appreciate you guys coming on the episode, and good night to y'all. Until next time.
All right. See you.
Peace. All right, so here we go. All right, me, Joffey, right? Big Sixers fan. Whoa, I went to the playing game. Whoa, what a great time. Yeah, what up, Miami? But a lot has changed since that playing game that I went to. A lot. But into the retrospect right now of where the Sixers are at. We're down 0-2. Should be actually 2-0. Just saying. But we're down 0-2 because that's what the NBA wants. I think, personally, there's some type of agenda going on for the New York Knicks to be a good basketball organization again. I don't know what James Dolan has done. I don't. But this whole idea of watching Villanova North up playing for Tom Thibodeau, who nobody in the NBA wants to play for, right? Someone is telling me this narrative is pushed through for the Knicks, right? The Knicks, 2 seed, right before the playoffs. Let's make them the 2 seed. Right? Let's let the Sixers think they have a chance. Joel Embiid's back. 8-game winning streak. Knicks, Sixers, fight. Yeah. But we need the Knicks to win. I'm only convinced by this. Not from game 1. Knicks pulled away a good game 1 win because you guys can't cover Josh Hart, bro. When has Josh Hart turned into a sniper of a shooter? Other than one night in Portland where he scored 40, 50 points. When? Only against us. Because our perimeter defense, Nick Nurse, I don't know what's going on. But the other night, that's what really, really struck a nerve with me. That Sunday game. Oh man. I was talking to a friend, and I was witnessing the Sixers with a 5-point lead, right? And it just the whole saying of Cat is in the bag, right? Cat was in the bag with only so much seconds left. Somehow the Sixers or the NBA, because they're influencing and manipulating, the Cat got out of the bag and screwed up everything on the court for the Sixers, which I couldn't understand, which I really do not understand. Still to this day, it is driving me nuts that this ended like this. I waited long enough to go on this rant, and I am going to go on this rant because it needs to be done, all right? So, I'm a big sports fan. I am. Humongous sports fan. But the whole idea of gambling and money and influence and everything, even the stories and the Joey Crawfords or whatever else, there's too much to this. And for what I saw happen to the Sixers the other night, it got me angry. It got me angry. I don't like to get angry anymore. I don't. But when my fist hits the door, I'm angry because I still can't understand what I've watched. I watched it 3-4 times after, and I still, to this day, don't understand how Tyrese Maxey, by 2 different people, was fouled. I don't understand how almost everybody on the damn court for the Sixers try to call a timeout, and the referee don't want to oblige the timeout. Nick Nurse calling timeouts. What happened? I don't understand. I don't understand. The NBA did this, and Nick Nurse even said this in the press conference. The NBA did this against the game with Miami where Jimmy Butler didn't hit the shot. Boo-hoo, NBA. Maybe pick somebody else on the court that can hit the shot. Because you guys have some narrative against the Sixers this year that doesn't want to have the Sixers win. I don't get it. You're having Joel Embiid out there with a bloody knee, and you guys are just like, we need the Knicks to win because it's good for the sport. Are you serious? I am irate. I'm more irate about this than Tobias Harris blowing up the fucking gym. To have the game end like this, and on top of this, please understand on top of this, these are the referees that were graded throughout the whole season, are paid higher than other referees because they're the best referees, and you have this situation happen. I am irate. I am still irate about this. And they play tomorrow night. Tonight, whatever this... Oh my gosh. It's silly how something that I can't control has got me like this. Honestly, it's just mind-blowing to me. I don't understand. I don't. But it is what it is. Villanova North with Tom Thibodeau that nobody wanted to play for before, now they do. They're a legitimate team. They're still missing their second best player now. Jalen Brunson is better than Julius Randle. Just saying. But they're still missing Julius Randle, and this team has the chance to go on a run. They do. From what I've taken from the series, other than Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey, Kelly Oubre has gone absent. Still playing hard on defense, though. I'll give you credit. And Tobias Harris is just being Tobias Harris. He's already got his plane ticket booked to go to damn fucking Detroit and get the money over there and ruin their organization as well. Fucking cancer of a player. And I don't know. I just don't know what else to say. DeAnthony Melton supposed to come back. Is that going to change anything for us? No. Probably going to be a defensive liability on the court. I don't know. But Kyle Lowry, he's been dogging, but that's the best all we're going to get. And I don't know. And someone I do want to throw into light and into the fire because you damn right deserve it because you didn't hit a damn shot. Act like you've been playing basketball before Buddy Hield, right? We got you to shoot threes. You played 2 games with us. Everything seemed like it was good, and then bye-bye. You went out. You never came back. I don't know. But Buddy Hield, you're paid a lot of money, and you can't contribute. It blows my damn mind. It blows my damn mind. Overall, I have to admit, this won't be the Sixers' year. And the window of Joel Embiid as a Sixer is slowly, by the day, closing more and more. But me being the loyal fan that I am, I would still take this Joel Embiid over anybody. I would. The only downfall of Joel Embiid is his injuries and his history of injuries. And there's no denying his mental state in terms of being on the court. There's no denying his greatness of being a great teammate or even his greatness in general of his skill set. There is no denying that. It is the elephant in the room when Joel Embiid is in the room. The injuries. The injuries cast a large shadow that he can't overcome. And unfortunately, this is another situation. And I can't even imagine how he feels deep down because he's not 100%. He's not able to do the things he's going to be able to do. And quite frankly, moving forward, he'll never be 100% ever again. He'll never be a defensive prowess the way he was when he first entered the league. Yes, his offensive game is still unguardable, but to the point of what avail to have this happen, to lose in the first round? Yes, the supporting cast needs to be critiqued to more of his skill set and Tyrese Maxey's. And Tyrese Maxey is the future of the 76ers. A lot of people would argue, though, if being on the Sixers would be Tyrese Maxey's, best interest. Possibly. Personally, I want him to have a lifetime contract. I mean, one-on-one behind Kyrie Irving, I don't know who can get to the rim better than Tyrese Maxey. He's just shown so much, yes, and he just won the most improved player, but that's an award that we already knew he was going to, that's an award that he did not even need. So, he is the future. I love the kid. And I love this team. I like Nick Nurse. I do. I don't love him, but I like him. I like him a lot. But this is going to fall on Daryl Morey. It kind of grinds my gears because this series should no doubt be 1-1. But it could also be 2-0. Sixers slipped in the fourth quarter in the first game. Mitchell Robinson became a defensive prowess and making things hard, and Josh Hart hitting clutch threes, which I didn't see happening because he was shooting almost unrecognizable in the first 3 quarters. So everything is where it is, and everything will fall where it falls. Unfortunately for the Sixers, in terms of what the NBA wants, I don't think the NBA wants Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey to make it to the next round, and they set this up this way. And I hate to be that guy, conspiracy, woke, whatever, but sometimes when, the story's right in your face, you just have to believe the story. And that's the narrative that's being printed here. That's what I believe. Too much influence going on. Nonetheless, the season started promising, and when we lost our MVP player for a big majority of the season, things spiraled into what it is right now. Unfortunately, the more Joel Embiid continues to play on injuries, the shorter his career will be. That's just the point of the matter. The man needs to get healthy, mentally, physically. But the Sixers this year, you can start to stick the fork in, unless they show up tonight and they show there's still somebody. Otherwise, the Knicks are just going to do what they want, and they're going to advance to the next round and probably give Boston the hardest chance. I'm not sure. Basically, today's NBA is whoever shoots the ball from 3 better at the end of the night wins the game. But also, another thing that has been killing the Sixers, which they're going to have to address in this offseason, is getting people that can actually rebound offensively and defensively because, oh my God, brutal. But a lot to take note of, and we'll see how things go moving forward. Maybe things aren't over. I hope next week I can talk to y'all about the Sixers still being alive in this series. But time will tell. And I said everything I needed to say. And I had a llamo como lo veo.